The Swedish royals, Crown Princess Victoria and Prince Daniel, have endured persistent and unsubstantiated rumors about their 13-year marriage over the past year. These false allegations of infidelity and marital troubles have been deeply hurtful and concerning. After friends reached out worrying about the situation, Prince Daniel finally addressed the rumors directly in a televised interview this August, denouncing them as mean and false and unacceptable. The royal court was even forced last year to publicly deny specific reports of an incredible betrayal that had brought Victoria and Daniel's marriage to the brink. Despite the toll of these rumors, Victoria has continued performing her royal duties with poise, including celebrating her father King Carl Gustaf's monumental Golden Jubilee in September. King Carl Gustaf marked 50 historic years on the Swedish throne, the first Swedish monarch to achieve this milestone in over 1,000 years of the monarchy. Tragically, with Queen Elizabeth II's passing last year, he is now the second longest reigning monarch in Europe after Denmark's Queen Margrethe EU. Victoria stood stalwartly at the Jubilee ceremonies along with Prince Daniel. Most recently, the couple represented Sweden by attending Germany's National Day of Mourning as guests of the German President and First Lady. Victoria and Daniel also celebrated 13 years of marriage themselves this year. The pair's romance has captivated Sweden since they first met at a gym training session in the early 2000s. Daniel, formerly known as Olof Daniel Westling, was a gym owner who crossed paths with the Crown Princess. They began dating in 2002 and announced their long-awaited engagement in 2009, tying the knot at last in 2010. They now have two young children, 11-year-old Princess Estelle and 7-year-old Prince Oscar. However, Princess Victoria's early years were filled with immense pressures as heir apparent to the throne. The intense stress severely impacted her health and self-image, eventually manifesting as a years-long eating disorder. She has been open about this battle with anorexia and her struggles to fulfill unrealistic expectations of perfection. In many ways, Victoria's experiences paved the way for progress. In 1979, Sweden made the bold choice as one of the first monarchies worldwide to switch to absolute primogeniture, allowing the eldest child regardless of gender to inherit the throne. The UK did not follow suit until 2013. So Victoria also carries a historic honor of one day becoming Sweden's first reigning queen since 1818. Victoria was just 18 years old in 1995 when she first began assisting her parents, King Carl XVI Gustaf and Queen Sylvia, with official duties. But the pressure of being first in line quickly took a toll. "I wanted all the time to do and be so much more than I realistically could do, or could be," she has said about those early years. The public first glimpsed Victoria's health struggles in April 1997, when she appeared noticeably thin at the Order of the Innocents Ball. After months of speculation, the royal palace finally announced in November that Victoria was receiving treatment for an eating disorder. Now 45 years old, Crown Princess Victoria has emerged as a powerful voice on female empowerment and mental health. When she ultimately ascends the throne, she will make history as the first Queen of Sweden in over 200 years. This incredible milestone will be the culmination of a personal journey defined by both struggle and triumph. After this past year facing painful rumors questioning the very foundation of her marriage, Victoria surely deserves an enjoyable night out at the Royal Albert Hall with Prince Daniel tomorrow. They have the chance to relax and laugh while taking in the royal variety performance with the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. If any couple warrants an evening of entertainment and distraction from the pressures of royalty, it is these two. Their strength and resilience proves that ultimately truth and love prevails. The young 20-year-old Victoria was on the cusp of beginning her studies at the distinguished and historic Uppsala University in Sweden when she realized she needed to prioritize her mental health and personal well-being. Though excited to start this next chapter in her academic journey, Victoria wisely and courageously decided to take a break and postpone her enrollment, choosing instead to spend some time focusing on herself and getting much-needed help by traveling to the United States. During her time in the US, Victoria was able to obtain professional support, which proved critically important in her healing process. With the guidance of a therapist, she learned essential skills like identifying and labeling emotions, setting healthy boundaries, and avoiding pushing herself past her limits. Victoria remarked that an integral part of her recovery was simply learning to put words to feelings. This represented a major breakthrough, as Victoria frequently struggled with wanting to take on more than she could actually handle. By naming her emotions and inner experiences, she became better equipped to establish necessary boundaries, listen to her body's signals, and avoid overexerting herself. Now 21 years old, Victoria reflected on the progress she had made, noting she had turned a corner thanks in part to the space and privacy the media had given her to focus on rejuvenating herself. She also underscored that mental health issues can affect anyone, not only young girls but also boys, and that the roots of inner turmoil are not always external. In her case, Victoria shared it can also come from within, indicating that intrusive thoughts, critical inner voices, or simply an imbalance of chemicals in the brain could trigger emotional distress and the need for intervention. For Victoria, this period of struggle and healing, though incredibly challenging and painful, ultimately led her to her husband, Prince Daniel. Daniel had previously been Victoria's personal trainer, working with her on doctor-ordered training sessions. Their professional relationship blossomed into romance, and a longtime couple married in 2010. Today they are the proud parents of 2 children, 11-year-old Princess Estelle and 7-year-old Prince Oscar. Now a full-time working member of the Swedish royal family, Victoria channels her characteristic drive into serving as an ambassador and advocate. As part of the UN's Sustainable Development Goals effort, she focuses especially on issues related to water and health. Though Victoria acknowledges she still grapples with perfectionist tendencies, she now funnels that motivation into her passion for helping the people of Sweden. As she stated, "What drives me is to help Sweden." In a touching moment of the interview, Victoria also spoke of her daughter Princess Estelle, noting the similarities in their temperaments. She described Estelle as very courageous and social, qualities that will equip her for the public role she will one day assume. Victoria added that Estelle inherits her outgoing nature from both parents, and that such an orientation towards people will greatly benefit the young princess when she eventually ascends the throne as queen. As a mother, Victoria aims to give her children as much normalcy and freedom from scrutiny as possible to simply be young kids. She intends to gradually introduce them over time to the realities of royal responsibility that await them. This measured, gentle approach will hopefully preserve their innocence while preparing them for the privilege and obligation of their inherited stations. Victoria has come far on her inner journey, showing wisdom and vulnerability in taking the time she needed to attend to her mental health. With professional support and her own growing self-awareness, she redirected her tendency towards perfectionism into a healthy drive to serve the Swedish people. And though emotional balance remains an ongoing process, Victoria models openness, perseverance, and hope on the long road to inner peace and outward contribution. Dear friend, if you like everything new about the royal family and don't want to miss all the novelties, subscribe to our channel and like it. By doing so, you take part in our development. We work for you.